Revolver Underground.
What's going on, guys? It's EROCK, Revolver Underground, doing Skype interviews, and I am here right now with JMParis. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Nothing.
I think my my mouth is not talking today. I think it's
welcome
champagne
to my
that
hell.
I'm having.
Yeah, welcome to my hell. It's probably because the bottles behind you are empty. That's probably a part of it.
That is true. Actually, they're not empty though. They're actually quite full.
Really? Well, after this interview, I'm coming over.
Yeah, definitely. And then you know, we can have some fun.
Yeah, and we'll get the party started. This is the pre-party.
You know, your hair looks good, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. I had it done by my cats, actually, this morning. They decided to... Never mind. It's a long story.
Good. You know, you should try also a grenade, you know, that usually helps. You know, it adds volume a little bit.
Well, when I was in Nashville, I just liked tornadoes. They seem to do really well for the whole head situation, hair deal. So
right, it's perfect volumizing in there. You know?
Yeah. And you know what? I'm pretty. I'm freaking pretty. So I don't care what people say.
I agree.
Anyway, I don't know how we got onto that, but I liked it. It was fun for me. So here's the deal. You were raised in Paris, France, right?
That's correct.
Tell me a little bit about this. How did that work out for you?
In which aspect do you mean? How did it work out?
As far as like you came over here. Now I hear that your parents made a pretty big sacrifice for you to come over here.
Yes, pretty tremendous. Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Well, basically, my father used to work as an attaché for the French government in the embassies and stuff. And after he retired, we decided to just come out here and finish our lives out here. You know, we got a house, everything, did the whole family thing. I finished high school and then wanted to continue college and wanted to pursue music. You know, so I went. You know, I went to USC. And I pursued music. I was also pursuing. I was pre-med my first couple years in college.
Jeez.
Yeah, you know, my mom's side of the family, they're all, you know, involved in the medical field. They're either all doctors or nurses. So that was the only thing. That was the agreement.
Right.
You go to school, and you're gonna do. You know, you're gonna be a doctor, and that's the only way that you go to USC.
Right.
And so halfway through, I decided that I just didn't want to do it. I was doing miserably at the chemistry courses, but surprisingly well at the physics courses.
Huh.
So yeah, so I decided to switch the major to music. So I've just been doing that the whole time. And a few years ago, I met two great guys who would later become my managers.
Wow. Was it hard for your parents, especially your dad, to understand that you wanted to do music, or was that kind of an easy transition?
You know, it's always been rooted deep in the family. My grandfather was a professional clarinetist, and you know, my father was also he used to play blues, everything when he was younger before he got a career doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so music's always been rooted. And, you know, they stuck me in piano since I was 3, so...
Yeah. I remember I wanted to play guitar, and I've played guitar for some time now, but before my mom would let me play guitar, she's like, you got to take 2 years of piano. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Really? 2 years of piano? I didn't care about piano. But piano taught me how to enjoy music, how to read music, how to do all this stuff with music, and it was easier doing guitar later on than I think if I would have just jumped into guitar. So... Thanks, Mom, but I hated it, and I can't play piano to this day. I have no idea how to play piano, but...
Me neither. Soon enough, people will find that out.
Yeah. And ironically, I can't even do DJing even. I don't even know how to do that, but people just keep telling me to do it.
Beyond me right there.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
I can't even fathom do it.
Maybe I should just have a stack of liquor like you have, and I think maybe I would not sound as stupid.
Or you might sound a little bit more stupid.
Or,
but if everybody is wasted around you from all the liquor that we have back here,
yeah,
you'll sound very, very cool, because you know everything is cool when you're wasted.
I think we should do that. Just get everybody wasted, and then I would have really awesome reviews.
Let's hope this show doesn't go to kids, because we're
not at all.
You know, this is
not
horrible.
at all. And if you are a kid,
Only listen to the show.
Yeah, now would be a good time to maybe pause or stop it. I look forward to your emails.
And
Anyway.
mom and dad, if you're letting your kids watch this, probably be bad parents. Or
You
cool parents.
Yeah.
Whichever one.
Either way, I guess thanks for watching this. Anyway, so
PBS to sponsor it.
yeah, ooh. So you play several instruments yourself.
I do.
Which?
That's a long list. So I play piano and guitar. Those are the two main instruments. After that, you've got drums, you've got bass, trumpet, baritone, tuba, clarinet. I know I'm leaving something out, but I just can't think of it.
Wow, that's pretty
Sorry.
good though. I mean, how long did it take you to kind of get to be to get to be okay at all those?
You know, it was. I just kind of picked it up as I went along, and you know, I was in band in middle school and college, and so it's just I got bored with every instrument once I learned how to play it, and I just moved on to the next one pretty much. So
Yeah.
it was just natural progression between each instrument.
What's your favorite?
It would definitely have to be the piano. That was the one that I actually hated the most, which is not my favorite. It's ironically funny.
Wow, that's freaking cool. So, do you well, you do all this. You play several instruments. You're also a songwriter. You're also a producer. Let's dig into that a little bit. What do you like writing about?
I think heartbreak. Heartbreak is the #1 thing that I absolutely love writing about. It's so cliche, but it's just so much fun.
Yeah. Are these true stories? Or are there stories that just scenarios, stuff that's actually happened to you?
Some of them are, but you know, I just kind of gravitate from absolutely everything. You know, I definitely watch a lot of films because I'm a very visual writer.
Mm-hmm.
So I always imagine a lot of things, you know, happening and everything like that. So I definitely pull from absolutely every single angle that I can. If I see some guy at the bus stop getting his heart broken by this girl, then you know, to me it's going to strike a chord, and I'm going to write about it.
Sure, absolutely. What does a perfect writing environment look like?
That's kind of a weird question to ask. I've actually never thought of that one.
Yeah.
I guess pretty much anywhere. I'm not really, you know, if there's because I don't write just by itself. I write and produce at the same time.
Sure.
So while I'm producing a song and playing it on the piano, then I'll just start singing right away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was a guy, you know, and then all of a sudden that will just transform into a song, and lyrics will just start spilling out, and I'll just frantically write stuff on the iPhone at the same time I'm producing and try to keep my sanity somewhat.
Right.
You know, and just get it done very quickly because my mind just races through the thoughts.
Yep.
And it's something that has to get accomplished. Otherwise, it's just gone forever.
I am in the same boat. I do that on a daily basis. I just started writing again while I'm here for the first time actually last week, and it felt amazing. So, but sometimes, you know, it pours out of you so quickly that you can't get it down fast enough. And I find myself sometimes mad because I didn't get all the lyrics. I had this dream the other night, and I dreamt that I wrote the most amazing lyrics I've ever written in my entire life, and it was just ridiculously amazing. And I woke up, and I could not for the life of me remember anything. All I could remember was that these lyrics were awesome, and I was so mad because I didn't wake up and wasn't able to write them down. I hate that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know. And then I started drinking, so everything was fine after that. But so what producing now, was this something that just kind of had to happen throughout your writing experience, or was there something that triggered you wanting to produce?
I started producing out of necessity, to tell you the truth. I got together when I was a few years ago. I just wanted to do the whole artist thing, and so I decided to link up with a few guys that I used to work with at Guitar Center. And one of them said, hey, you know, I know this guy. He's a great producer. He'll give you some studio time for I think it was like $35 or $40 an hour or whatever. Wow. So I went in there, and the guy that was the engineer / producer who was helping me on the project, he started showing me some things around the studio, and I I decided I just didn't want to pay for studio time anymore.
Right.
So I got a loan and started my own studio, and I just kind of started producing. And so it's been a long, arduous road learning the crap that they, you know, and just keeping up with everything.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, technology today, it's just always changing. Has that been something that you've been fighting with quite a bit?
Not so much anymore because I pretty much have the hang of it, you know, and so now I'm very excited to learn new things. I'm like, oh, I can do this,
Yeah.
you know, and because, you know, now it's a matter of time. You
Sure.
know, the quicker I get something done, the quicker I can turn it in, you know, either for an artist or, you know, or for myself or for my publishers. And the quicker, you know, it can go out into the public and they can enjoy it.
Very nice. Very nice. Now, you've done some pretty decent things performing-wise. You performed at Coachella, and you have actually performed for Jamie Foxx at LA Live. How were these experiences?
Well, the LA Live thing was absolutely amazing. You know, it was just, it was a lot of fun. Jamie was dancing. You know, we've been trying to obtain the footage from them, you know, but certain legalities are preventing us from doing so.
Yeah.
But you know, it airs all the time on Sirius XM. So every once in a while, when I tune in and hear myself, it's kind of weird. You know, I'm still getting myself acclimated to talking in front of an audience as opposed to singing.
Sure.
You know, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy doing concerts. I enjoy doing a lot of charities and everything. So, you know, I hope there's going to be a lot more in the future.
Absolutely. Now, Coachella, was that something, you know, you hear a lot about Coachella. I've never actually been able to go, but is this something that, is the hype all good? I mean, is it something that's really that prestigious?
You know, when you have 50 or 60,000 screaming fans in front of you, it's definitely a great wake up in the morning.
Sure.
You know, there's nothing that feels quite the same as that.
Do you prefer large crowds or a smaller crowd?
You know, I definitely right now, you know, because it's the beginning of my career.
Mm-hmm.
I gravitate towards the larger crowds.
Yeah.
I love, you know, 20, 50,000, you know, even 100,000 people right in front of me. It's, you know, you can feel the energy from the people, and it just gets you to perform even better and everything. But, you know, every once in a while, the smaller audiences and all that, it's very intimate. So it's you know, it's a different mood. It depends
Sure.
it depends on the mood.
Absolutely. You know, it probably depends on the crowd too. If the crowd's into it, then it's even better if it's a larger crowd. But I've had shows too that the smaller crowds have been more into it than the larger crowd. So, yeah, I guess it just depends on what the situation is.
Absolutely, you know, and it also depends. Yeah, it depends on a lot of factors. Depends on the crowd. Depends on the sound. It depends on the lights. You know, away from the music, because the music can be great, but if the production behind the music, as far as like the lights are concerned, and the guys who are back there, you know, making sure that every instrument sounds as good as possible. If they're not doing their job properly, then that can absolutely ruin your show and give a non-respectable quality to your music to the fans.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's obviously not good. So, but those are the things you have to fight with, though. You know, being in a certain position, whether you're an indie or just starting out on a label, sometimes you have to fight with those things, and it's always hard. So, yeah, you know, I wish sound guys were a dime a dozen that were amazing, but unfortunately, sometimes they are not.
You know, me too. I had this show that I did. I want to say a few years ago. Cheers.
Do that. There we go. Let's take a minute. Because I'm in LA. I had to do the.
Oh.
I had to do that. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
Some people call you an actual poser. Are you a Lakers fan or what?
Today I am. Yeah.
Today I am. What are you on the other 364 days of the year?
Couldn't care less fan.
Oh yeah.
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 I don't care about basketball, but today it's amazing.
I think there was a game on yesterday.
Sure.
I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. Probably.
Wait, what was the question before we start?
What was the question? We were talking about performing.
You're having Alzheimer's.
It's story of my life. I don't know, but I'm sure it was awesome.
It was about performing.
Yeah, you were saying something about the sound guys.
Yeah, so I did a show a little while back, and it was a benefit for cancer, and you know, the show was absolutely amazing. It you know, I saw the footage afterwards, and it sounded like absolutely nothing had gone wrong. It was pretty seamless.
Wow.
On stage was a totally different situation. You know, they were switching sound guys back and forth.
Oh.
And so that's highly distracting because I'm performing and trying to keep up with the sound guys, and they're changing levels and doing a bunch of stuff in my ear while I'm actually singing and concentrating, you know, on giving the right cues to my musicians and everything like that.
Yeah.
So it was quite distracting as far as that, and I thought that, you know, it didn't go as well as I thought it was going to go.
Right.
Fast forward to as soon as I got off stage, everybody they loved it. They loved the performance. You know, they were going on Facebook and Twitter and tweeting about it. I saw the footage afterwards, and I was like, wow. I was completely baffled because I was like, to me, while I was on stage, it sounded like a cluster F of different things going on.
Right.
And I just had no clue if I was, you know, singing in key, because at one point I couldn't hear myself. And then, you know, so I guess everything was in the monitors, but the house sound was absolutely perfect. So
wow.
I'm very grateful.
I guess that's kind of all that matters, but I mean, it's hard because you're on stage and you need to perform right. You need to know that everything is going right. And, you know, I've been in those situations too where you're just like, I hope this sounds great because I have no clue what's going on right now.
Right.
And that sucks. But it's good, though, that it came out the way it did, and that's a good feeling, too, after you get off the stage and everybody's just in awe. So that's nice.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's got to be one of the best feelings in the
world. Speaking of best feelings, I have 2 words for you.
Uh-oh.
Alicia Keys. This is kind of a big deal. And by kind of, I mean, it's a huge deal for you. What's going on with her?
Well, my management is working very, very closely with her people, and you know, we're putting together a nice little tour for next year, in which she'll be featured, and I'll be one of the opener for her concert. So it's
That's gonna be crazy.
it's very humbling to know that people on that type of caliber, you know, appreciate, you know, your music as much as you do. So it's very, very well.
What was when you first got, you know, caught wind of this? What was your initial response to that?
You know, it was a lot of joy.
Yeah.
And a lot of sighing. You know, thank God this is finally happening.
Right.
Because it's been a long journey. It's been a lot of hard work, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of heartbreak.
Yeah, I bet. And that's, you know, I can imagine that at this point in anyone's career, as far as a musician goes, that if you're at this level and you got this news, it's just gonna blow your mind at first. And then, was there at any time was there a sense of maybe panic when you have to be like, oh great, now I actually have to do well, I have to do everything, you know, on target? Or was it just like, no, I got this?
You know, I've always been very, very prepared for this outcome. I've been, you know, ever since I've been doing music, like I said, I've been playing since I was 3, so I've played concertos and everything, so performing is really a very natural part of myself, just like it would be composing or songwriting.
Very nice.
So, you know, this has been one of those moments that I've gone, it's finally here, and now I'm ready. So, you know, I'm just taking the bull by the horns and just gonna go all the way through.
Making it happen. I like it. That's cool. And that tour is going down in February 2013, right?
We're potentially looking around that date.
Okay.
We're still putting everything together.
Right.
We're still in those stages.
Okay, very nice, very nice. Now, some more interesting news to add to this. You You are currently in the middle of a bidding war with labels.
Yes.
Yes, this is something that you don't hear about often. I know it happens, but to be in this situation, you got word that you're gonna be touring with Alicia Keys. You're also in the middle of a bidding war between labels. What's going on? What's up?
There's a lot of stuff going on, and pretty much, everybody's been gravitating towards music. My management has worked very, very, very extensively hard, day and night, to get my music out there, to work with the best people out there, and to work with the best producers and stuff. And some people have opened doors early on, and some of them haven't. But now it just seems that everybody's pretty much opening their doors and finally seeing the vision that we're all seeing. And, because of that, just everything's going at a very, very, very fast pace, and we're all very excited to see what is going to happen. But we're out there, we're hungry, but we're not starving. So we want to make the right decision. So and just do good business with the label that we're with, because at the end of the day, even if you're an artist that's signed to the label, it's not like your label is your boss. It's more like you're forming a partnership, and they're agreeing to help you make both of you money. And so it's like a lifetime partnership that you're doing. So we just want to ensure that we just choose the right partnership that will benefit both us and the label that we're signed to.
Well, it's also nice to be in that position too, because it's better to be in a position where you don't really need a label than if you're begging for a label. Because if you're begging for a label, they can do whatever they want. But if you're in your position right now, you have a lot of leeway and you have a lot of pull.
Right. We're definitely in a good place. I'm definitely not gonna pretend that we're not. We're in a place that most people just don't find themselves. Early on. Like I said, I've only been doing this for a couple of years, as far as and we've been working very, 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 very hard. And so we're very blessed in that respect. But we are extremely, extremely hard workers. My whole team is very, very dedicated to everything that we've had going on. We've all had let go of our whole lives and families, to put this aside to better ourselves and our families.
Absolutely. Well, and that's what it takes too, is a lot of hard work. Especially in this industry, it's what it melts down to, is you have to put in the effort, you have to do this stuff, and you have to work 24/7 to get anywhere.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's not one of those things in which people are like, oh yeah, you've made it big, now you're working 24/7, you're doing an interview here, you're doing a tour here, and then you got to go work out and go back to do a red carpet and all that. No, that's kind of the climax, but it's a climax in the public's eye.
Yeah.
It's very repetitive, in the back end.
And it's also, this point is where you actually have to start working even harder just to maintain, the level, and to be out in front of everybody else even at some points, because this is the beginning. This is where your foot is ready to press forward, and you gotta make it happen.
Absolutely. I have many deadlines, so I'm very excited, because not only am I an artist, but I'm also a producer and songwriter. So I'm collaborating with a lot of other producers and everything. Most of them, or not, if not all of them, are very, very established people, and they've lent me their hands and stuff. So they brought me on some major projects for some major artists, producing, songwriting. So I have, other than everything else that I'm putting, that we're putting together for me, I've got 24/7 of collaborating with these people, making sure I meet the deadlines and everything, so that all the hard work that I put in the studio doesn't go untouched.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you just mentioned all the stuff that you're doing, but you also like to do a little bit of acting as well, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm a secret actor.
So what kind of acting do you like to do? Is it movies? Is it theater? Is it what do you like?
Pretty much what gets me a check. I'm not picky. Right now I've been doing mostly commercial acting.
Oh yeah.
But we're actually working very closely with Alicia's management, and they have a film project that they're putting together that they've been talking about bringing me on and stuff. So we're still in the very early stages of that. So I'm kind of getting my acting chops together, and seeing which role I can land. I just obtained a commercial agent, an acting agent. So
Crazy.
I'm definitely putting my foot forward and going on all aspects of the entertainment business.
So you might be interested in cloning very soon.
I think I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to myself. Like, one of them goes to do a modeling gig here, and another one goes to do this over there, and so yeah, it'll be perfect. Yeah,
I like it. It'll be good. We'll have an interview with everybody then, all 4 of you.
Exactly. As long as it's all linked to my checking account.
Yes.
Than having their own.
Absolutely, absolutely. So with everything that you're doing, everything that you're involved in, how do you stay focused?
Lack of sleep helps. Arguing with people that helps too.
Yeah.
No, seriously, it's just it's love for what you're doing, and love for the people that you work with. That's pretty much it. It's just about having the passion and the drive for what you do, and you can accomplish anything once you have that passion and that drive, and you have the belief in yourself that you can accomplish pretty much anything. And if you speak, my philosophy is, if you speak something into existence and you say, hey, you know what, next year I'm going to get a Grammy, then you've already put it out in the air.
Yeah.
And you've already done half the battle, because you're working towards it at that point, because your mind is already imagining you walking on that aisle and going, I'd like to thank.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's really cool. Now you like to sing, obviously. You like to sing in French and English. Now, I talked to your PR, and she tells me that you might venture more towards singing in French just simply because you like to cuss in French. Is this true?
It's rather easy to cuss in another language, because it's there's just a different flow of words, and you can have like 8 cuss words just go into one sentence, and it'll make sense. Versus if you cuss in English, then none of it just makes sense, and you sound like a crazy deranged person.
Right. Wow. Well, I can't really do any other language other than gibberish. I am fluent in gibberish. People don't really acknowledge that much, however.
It should be a language.
It should be, because I'm fluent in it. I can put that on a resume, right?
You can. Actually, when we started this interview, I think I was speaking gibberish a tiny bit.
Yes, but I understood it. I don't know if anybody else did, but I got it.
Yeah. Minus blah, 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 blah.
I love it. I love it. So what do you prefer? You prefer to sing in French or English?
It's different, because it's a different emotion that comes from both languages. So it really does depend. Whenever I touch a different piano, a different emotion will come out. It may be the same instrument, but it's a whole different emotion. Same thing with languages.
Sure, absolutely. Well, with everything being said, what advice would you give to new artists, or just people that are new to the game?
Well, kids, this is from your Uncle JMParis.
Awkward.
Kids, don't buy drugs. Become a rock star.
Yes.
And they give them to you for free.
Yes. I like that. That's good advice. I mean,
that's my advice.
Unless you want to be a rap star.
Yeah, then you can get some chains.
Yeah.
Which I'm missing one like right here.
Yeah, you need some bling. You really do.
Definitely do. I need some bling in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get that. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, we need to.
You should ask Alicia Keys. She might have some.
I will. I'll definitely, might look at me and go, okay.
Yeah. Well, just tell her you talked to me.
I will. Yeah. And she'll be like, oh yeah.
Yeah. She'll be. I'm a big deal. My mom thinks so. Anyway. Where can we find your music, man?
Well, you can find. We're actually gearing up to finish the website,
Sweet.
which will be very, very soon, and the link will be posted. You know, there's going to be a song on your side also.
Yay!
Let's see, we've got a video PK that we're going to link also, which contains music and you know, Facebook, Twitter, all that.
Very nice. We can just Google JMParis.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's cool.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, everybody, be looking for JMParis music. It's coming out. It's going to be doing some good stuff. Be on the lookout for a possible tour with Alicia Keys sometime in 2013 as well, and lots and lots and lots of other stuff coming up from this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Well, thank you very much.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, JMParis, cheers to you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Take care.
All right, I'm EROCK. Peace.
Revolver Underground.